Joining us right now to talk about this and explain how the whole thing works is BlackJet's co-founder, president, and CEO, Dean Rachin. And Dean, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, what's the premise behind this? There are a lot of planes that are flying that have empty seats on them?
Correct. There's a fleet of about 5,000 private jets out there that are wildly underutilized. In fact, they're used about an hour a day on average. So there's airplanes sitting around, but there's also ongoing availability of these aircraft on demand. It's an on-demand charter fleet.
And the way you do it, these, again, aren't your jets, but you provide the booking, the scheduling, the handling of these things, finding people who need a flight with a plane that's sitting there empty?
Correct. The first thing that we did was we looked at the whole landscape of aviation and we said, hey, there are people with a serious travel need. They need to get from here to there. If they're stuck on the airlines, they're probably going to get delayed. They may get canceled. And in the best case, they're stuck on an airplane. They can't do any work. They're all crammed together on this large aircraft. So we saw an opportunity in private aviation and said, hey, the airlines are selling by the seat, and that's how they create affordability. Why don't we develop a seat model for private aviation? And that's what we did.
Did you have to get NetJets to agree to allow you to do that? Or?
No, I think NetJets is probably not too happy with what we're doing.
So none of these jets are NetJets?
No, NetJets operates a fractional fleet, so that's an ownership model. In our case, they're professionally flown charter aircraft.
Professionally flown charter aircraft, so not individuals that have jets that rent them out.
Correct. Correct.
So it's charter fleets. Who are those people?
And you have companies like Well, Millionaires and FBO, so that's a private jet facility. They may have a certificate where they operate aircraft also, but you're talking about the ExoJets.
So if you wanted to, you would charter, like if you got 20 friends together, you might charter one to go on a golf trip. But this way,
correct.
Yeah, okay, so you can get one seat at a time. And I've looked at it, and like I said, you don't need to be. I think you need to be not a 2%er, but maybe a little bit above that, right? Like here I can go. I'm going to start in New York. Yeah, and this is on your credit card. Did you tell me? Is your credit card?
I mean, don't book a bunch of flights.
Okay, I'm going to go. I want to go to Dallas because I want to see Rick Perry. I want to go down there and see and I can go. It's one way on the first, and it's $2,300. Normally, if you got a private jet, it would cost you $20,000 probably.
Correct.
So this is about a tenth, but that would be $4,600 round trip. That's a little bit more than a first-class ticket, but not that much more.
Correct.
And it's incredibly better. Yeah. Okay. So, and I saw I could go to D.C. for $900 from New York.
Correct. Our lowest fares are $900 a seat.
And then there's also, I saw some deals up here. I did that for Andrew. Andrew loves deals. He's not here. But, and there are certain days where there are tickets available that would be 20% off the $900 or
correct. Correct.
This is pretty cool.
I understand how you make money because there's no overhead really here. So you're making a lot of money right off the bat. And I guess the jets that are sitting there empty otherwise, they're making some money too?
Exactly. This is a marriage made in heaven for the operators. So you have these operators that have this equipment that's sitting around idle and they only make money when they actually operate their aircraft. They're not able to sell by the seat. So we do the marketing for them, and we go and seamlessly book their aircraft and put people on their aircraft and fly them where they need to go. It's a completely different way to use these aircraft.
So, Dean, when you, what's the time restriction here? So if I wake up in the morning, I say, I've got to be in D.C. I mean, what is the smallest amount of time that a client could call up and say, I've got to be in X, and you'd have an aircraft available?
We guarantee the seats with 2 business days notice, but the shortest amount of time that we've actually delivered the seats is 45 minutes.
Wow.
So somebody in New York City called us and said, hey, I want to go down to Florida, and in 45 minutes they were on a plane.
Wow. None of those Honda jets without the bathroom, right?
None of the really small aircraft. All the aircraft, that's another benefit.
I don't know what you do on a 3-hour flight if you're over 50. You know what I mean?
On a small aircraft?
Yeah, no, if there's no bathroom. Anyway, our thanks to Dean. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
For more of our Disruptors coverage, turn to the disruptors.cnbc.com.